All right, finance students, welcome to practice problem for chapter 5.4. We are looking at non-annual compounding problems. So we're looking at time value of money problems where we have interest rates that are not annual, but might be semi-annual, quarterly, monthly, or so on. So in order to do that, there are two things that we need to adjust. We have to adjust the interest rate. We have to adjust the number of periods. If you're not sure how to do this, go back and look at your PowerPoint slides, look at the book, and that will give you the formulas and what you need to do in order to adjust the interest rates and the number of periods for non-annual compounding problems. So let's do this first problem. If you deposit $100 in an account earning 6% with semi-annual compounding, how much would you have in the account after 5 years? So the question is a future value problem. How much will we have in the account in the future, in 5 years from now? So in order to do this, we have to start with some preliminary calculations. So we start with this. We have these boxes over here that we can fill in. So number of years is 5 years. Our annual rate is 6%. And we have actually semi-annual compounding. So that tells us that there's actually going to be 2 compounding periods per year. So twice a year we'll get interest instead of just once. So now that we have this preliminary information, the 5 years, the 6% annual rate, and the 2 compounding periods per year, now we can plug in the appropriate information that we need over here in our time value of money calculation. So we start with the present value. We're going to be depositing $100, so that's always a negative since that money is coming out of our pocket. Now, for interest rate, because we have semi-annual compounding, in order to calculate our interest rate for non-annual time periods of compounding, we take our annual rate and we divide it by the number of compounding periods per year. The book uses the letter M to signify that, so it's just our 6% divided by 2. So in essence, what we have is we have a 3% semi-annual rate, or we are plugging in 3% for every 6 months. Okay, so we divide our interest rate, our annual interest rate, by the number of compounding periods, but in order to calculate the number of compounding periods, we have to take the number of years and we multiply that times the number of compounding periods per year. Since we're getting paid interest twice a year over 5 years, that means we're going to be getting paid interest 10 times within the life of that deposit, within the life of that investment. So in order to adjust for non-annual compounding periods, we divide the interest rate by the number of compounding periods per year, and we multiply the years times the number of compounding periods per year. So once we have that, then we can run our future value function. We can either use our insert function button, or we can just type in equals. We know FV is the function that we use. We need our 3% rate. We need our 10 number of periods. We are not using a payment, so I just hit comma again. My $100 initial deposit. We close my parentheses, and that tells us that our future value after 5 years of semi-annual compounding would be $134.39. So it's very important that you adjust your interest rate and your number of periods before calculating your present value or your future values.